YouTube, what it do? It's your boy TWV checking in for day 4 of the 40 years of WrestleMania series. Today's episode, we will be recapping WrestleMania 4, which took place at Trump Plaza and Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. WrestleMania 4 was a odd one. It was a one-night, 14-man single elimination tournament for the WWF World Heavyweight Champion, which was vacated from Hulk Hogan due to injury. This was one of the first WrestleManias where Hulk Hogan wasn't a part of the main event. He was still there for the main event. He was in Randy Savage's corner because Macho Man Randy Savage went on to win the title, beating Ted DiBiase in the main event of WrestleMania 4. Didn't really particularly like that match. So it's not on the list of matches that I liked from this specific WrestleMania. I did like some of the other matches in the tournament. So with that being said, let's get into it. So the first match that I did like was the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Greg the Hammer Valentine match. So in previous videos, big fan of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He was kind of the more innovative wrestler in that era, and Greg the Hammer Valentine was more of a technical wrestler. So it was just a great showcase of different styles and different wrestling abilities between both of them. The match may have not went longer than 10 minutes, but it was really great. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat got some action in. Greg the Hammer Valentine got some action in. It was a really fun match. Definitely enjoyed it thoroughly. It was one of the better matches of the entire tournament that night. It did get overshadowed later on by another Greg the Hammer the Valentine match. I will get to that later in the video. But with that being said, it was definitely one of those. It wasn't a 5-star. Definitely give it 3 stars. I definitely enjoyed it though. It was a great match. Ricky the Dragon, like I said previously, like he was an innovator of like high flying offense, and his style was just a lot different from a lot of the wrestlers he was facing in that era. Like I said, that era was more so slow, methodical. We gonna wear on a body part, and and I'm gonna get to my finisher, or we're gonna have a distraction by my manager or a DQ, or. So it was a great match. Definitely would recommend somebody to watch it. It was really good. But with that being said, let's get to the next one. So the next one that I liked was Ravishing Rick Rude versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Same kind of thing in the tournament. Ravishing Rick Rude was more of a power style wrestler. Jake the Snake Roberts was more of a technical wrestler. They had a great match, great back and forth. It went to a draw. I think it hit the 15-minute time limit when I was watching it back earlier today. So it was a really good match. A lot of high-paced offense. Jake the Snake could sell his ass off. And what I mean by selling is like when you take somebody's move, he took a move at one point in the match and basically landed on his neck, and his feet was like hanging on the ropes like this. And I was hooked. I was just like, hey man, they're going in. Like I definitely thoroughly enjoyed it. Not gonna be long winded about it. It's definitely one of the other matches I did like in the tournament. So I will recommend watching this one too. It was really great wrestling between both wrestlers. Definitely showcased the style of wrestling in that era, but it was really, you could get behind it. Like you could pick either Rick Rude or Jake the Snake and get behind them and watch the match. Like, okay, let's see where it goes. With that being said, let's get to the next one. And the final match that I liked on WrestleMania 4 was Macho Man Randy Savage versus Greg the Hammer Valentine. So Randy Savage was a fan favorite and was already known for his intense and high energy wrestling style, which had won him many supporters in that era. Like he was, in my opinion, watching this back, he was bigger than Hulk Hogan. Him and Ultimate Warrior were bigger than Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan was the most popular. Hulk Hogan couldn't wrestle, in my opinion. He stunk watching a lot of these first 4 WrestleManias go by. And I'm just like, bro, I don't know why he's still so popular to this day. He doesn't do it for me. But Macho Man had a charisma and a persona that just, oh, it's the Macho Man. Like, the Macho Man was, hey man, if I was around in that era, Macho Man probably would have been my favorite wrestler just because of how outlandish he was. Like he had colorful attire, sunglasses like myself. Like his mannerisms were really funny. Like he was just he was unconventional in his own way, and he stood out from the rest of the characters in the early 80s, mid 80s. Greg the Hammer, like I said before, was tough, methodical, and submission style specialist. Like his move was the figure 4 leg lock. pre Ric Flair being in the WWF. I think he was running around with it. I think Ric Flair came later. I think Ric Flair pops up. I think WrestleMania 5, WrestleMania 6, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, their match definitely showcased both styles. Like I said, Macho Man was really high intensity, so he was on go as soon as the bell rung, and Greg Valentine was kind of trying to slow him down and just work on a body part and get to his spot and get to what he's good at. Definitely had like a couple great grappling exchanges between both of them, and then Valentine definitely got the upper hand, and then Randy Savage fired up and came back. The crowd got behind him. He was using his speed and his high flying moves. Actually, that's the thing about Randy Savage. Him and Ricky the Dragon were two of the high flyers for that era. And I'm a big fan of Macho Man. These are my first couple matches, him and Ricky the Dragon. Like, these WrestleManias are my first introduction to a lot of these wrestlers in this era, and I really thoroughly enjoyed them. So, like, if I got bored one day, I would definitely go look at more of their matches and see if I really am a fan or am I just getting caught in the WrestleMania moment. But from what I was seeing so far, Randy Savage was that dude. Greg the Hammer Valentine was that dude as well. Definitely a great heel, great bad guy wrestler. Like, even though I'm not a real technical, methodical wrestling fan, I like more of the high action, high pace, high flying. I do enjoy it. Like when I say real grabs, this is what it means. Like a real good, like hand to hand, hold for hold, grab for grab type of wrestling match. It was definitely smooth, definitely great, and the finish was perfect. At the end, Randy Savage hit his signature elbow drop from the top rope, sealed the deal, and allowed him to advance to the finals of the tournament against Ted DiBiase, where, like I said earlier, he won the championship. So with this being said, we're gonna go off of the 3 matches. So the WrestleMania gets a 3 out of 10. We're gonna do these out of 10 because there's 10 to 12 matches on these WrestleMania, so I can't do it out of 5 because that'll be giving it too much of a good grade. So this WrestleMania, it flunked, but it was like a 30%. I enjoyed it like 30% of it. Like, each match got 10% like on the scale. So with that being said, this is your boy TWV checking in and checking out, and I'll catch you in the next one tomorrow. Peace.